Right, welcome guys. I know I'm a bit early. I think I'm 4 minutes early, but it's absolutely fine. I think we can start the show, and there's just move on with what we're doing, because most of these videos I do. So I'm recording obviously at the same time, but all I'm doing is I'm doing it as live so that the content can go out to you as soon as possible. That's all it is, guys. Nothing more. So we're on coin 360. We're going to have a little look at all the coins today, how the market looks. Market looks okay. There's a few dips here and there, but it's okay. Let's look at the volume. Let's look at who's been having the best volume. A lot of USDT has been a lot of volume. There's a lot of volume there, but the rest of them you can see not as much, right? When we look at the gainers, let's look at top 200 gainers. We're looking at these guys here. These are the top gainers. In fact, some of these, I mean, if you look at the percentages, it's been awesome. Like AvaX, we've talked about it. Solana, Atom has been doing very good as well. So some of these are performing very, very well. If we look at the losers, top 200 losers, currently ADA is technically the biggest loser, but that was expected because of how we were basically dumping, and also FDT dumping a little bit, Luna dumping a little bit, but that's fine. Those are all expected, right? Nothing too much to worry. So we stick to the top 200 here. Now let's move over to the coin market cap, have a look, refresh. We're at $2.1 trillion. Which is fantastic. We can see BTC's been pumping, and I talked about this on a WhatsApp group yesterday as well. I said a lot of this doesn't make any sense because of how much volume there is. So if you look at carefully, we got $110 billion worth of volume, right? And out of that, if you combine both of these, this is 63, almost $64 billion alone here. Right, $64 billion here. That means the rest of the coins are doing about 50 billion. And when we're talking about the rest, we're talking about 11,343, right? Because there's total 45 here, 11,345 coins. So only two of them are doing, majority of it. The rest of it are not really doing that much. So where's all these volume coming? I mean, where's the money coming from? How is the market pumping? Because if we see 100 billion here, we should also see 100 billion here, which we did see today, which is fine and which does make sense. But last night it just didn't make any sense. So we're looking at all of this, right? Let's have a look at and see how many Ethereum is leaving the exchanges. If Ethereum is coming back in, or if it's leaving, let's have a look and see. Still leaving the exchanges, which is really, really cool. And I want to show you Ethereum today as well, because this is a good indicator. Like, we talked about recently, I said, if you just follow the Bitcoin logarithmic, you can see, oh my God, look at this, beautiful. So Bitcoin is now 100% in agreement saying it is going to be bullish. Look at this, Bitcoin is leaving. So here we had momentarily, we had some coming in. Now we can see them leaving the exchanges. That gives us a lovely bullish indicator. We can't complete the 200-week moving average heat map because tonight we will complete the week, and then we will see what color we print. So we've still got some time left on this. I'm not that fussed about this one. Where am I? Let me have a look at this one. Let's have a look at the liquidations and see how many we have had liquidated. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, refresh and see. So liquidations pretty even, I would say, pretty even. If you look carefully, you can see $117 million of shorts wiped out, and $100 million, approximately $100 million of longs wiped out. Pretty much even, pretty balanced. This is a balanced way. This is where we know it's kind of indecisive and the market will do some good stuff here. So you can see some good, really good stuff here, right? Let's move over to Ethereum. Now, I talked about this yesterday when BTC was pumping, right? So BTC, let's move it on a daily, and let's turn this off for a second. Right, so when we were looking yesterday, we can see BTC was pumping. So this was a daily candle where BTC was absolutely pumping and doing its thing, right? So this was BTC doing its thing. While BTC was doing this, I was observing how BTC broke this neckline, right? So this particular neckline here, right? BTC broke this neckline, and that was all positive for us, 100% happy days, right? But Ethereum didn't. Ethereum found resistance. And Ethereum found resistance exactly on this, kind of not exactly there, but check this out. It found it actually on this level here. So it found it exactly here, right? Look at this line, this wick here. This is exactly where it got rejected. But today we do see some bullish action. We do see this candle flip over to a green now, and it does want to move out. So let's see. For Ethereum, we have to see Ethereum go above this line. More importantly, probably this 3,340 level. And then basically we need to enter this level. We can see that 3,379 is a target for us, the first target for us, because we have multiple targets here. The first target would be above this red candle. The second target would be this particular red candle. But we have mentioned recently, we've projected that we said, look, what we're expecting based on the Fibonacci's is approximately a $7,000 Ethereum. So obviously, when it comes to Ethereum, there's a lot of things that and I haven't shown or done anything. And so far, if we look on the daily, we can see, for example, this stochastic RSI looking positive. RSI slightly high, but we're not above the line, so we're still okay. We're still in a good zone. But a daily RSI showing very good, showing that we want to be bullish. Weekly RSI saying we've still got enough room to go up, so that's all good. Monthly RSI is slightly high, unfortunately. If you look carefully, if you look at the stochastic and the RSI, monthly is very high. This does indicate that we might be seeing a little bit of a dump coming very soon. However, if the momentum is still moving upwards, then we won't see anything. This doesn't make any difference to us, right? Because if the sentiment is different, it doesn't make any difference. Also, another thing I want to show you was this is I'm going to do a comparison here, right? So if you look at the daily and if you look at the volume, you can see this bullish divergence forming. Like this is bullish, like, you know, how the volume's coming in every day. It's been going up. This is today. I'm not that fussed, right? But if you look carefully, this is good. This is the structure we want to see, right? But what we saw on BTC is very slight structure like this, very slight. You know, it's just going up, but it wasn't higher than these levels here. See, it was just kind of just sitting there just below. It wasn't very bullish at all. If you look carefully, right? You know, if you put a line in here, you can see it just was not bullish at all. This is what was concerning me as well, and still is concerning me, right? And this is probably, I think you've seen the title where it says to trade or not to trade. And this is what I'm trying to make a decision. Should I trade or should I not trade? Because remember, the last trade that I did open was at 47. I did shut it down straight away because we did have a dump just after the 47. And then I haven't traded again, so I'm standing on the sidelines right now. Looking at Ethereum, look at Ethereum on the weekly, right? Sorry, not this. Here, look at Ethereum on the weekly, and let me switch this off so you can see everything properly, right? Right, so look at the volume on Ethereum on the weekly. This is looking good, right? Going up, which means bullish, right? Very simple. It just means bullish, right? You know, Ethereum momentum, more people, more sentiment, more energies coming into this, more bullish. But when I look at Bitcoin on the same time frame, weekly time frame, I'm seeing volume dropping off. This is what's concerning me, right? So for me, I have to be very careful on what I do and what I expect, right? So right now, I am definitely, and I've been talking about this, I know I sound like a bear. I'm not a bear. I'm not shorting the market. I would never short the market, but I'm just trying to keep everybody prepared. Look, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks now of bullish candles. There has to be a red. There will be a red coming, okay? It doesn't matter where we go, and red doesn't necessarily mean bad. We can easily have one red and then continue, right? But it's more like a breather, right? But what we see is whenever we have a nice little pump, we can see how the volume also kind of confirms that we're pumping, right? When we started seeing the volume drop off like this is when we ended up coming into these zones where bears took control. Similar like this is happening here. We haven't seen this flip over and become bullish. What we want to really see is this go like this, right? When this does this kind of an action every day, we do, you know, every week or whenever we do better volume, we know that the money's coming in. Right now, the money's just not coming in. There's some money coming in, but just not enough. So this was what was concerning me. But yeah, I mean, coming back to the daily, if you look at the daily or even the weekly, doesn't make a difference. On the weekly, this, even though it's a red candle, it's very bullish. I'll be honest, very bullish. And you can see that reflection here as well. It's bullish, how these candles have been moving up. So this is why it's showing as a bullish indicator, right? On the daily, you can see that we are struggling a little bit, but I think we might just break it. If BTC does its thing, we might actually break it. But what I want to do is I want to use two indicators. So rather than using any lines or drawings or anything, I want to use Ethereum as a altcoin indicator and BTC as the entire market indicator, right? Very simple. If we do this, then what happens is basically it's going to show us like, okay, if BTC is going up, everything's going to follow along. If BTC takes a breather, Ethereum gets a chance to pump, right? Very simple. That's what we want, right? We want both of them to be an indicator for us. So on this particular occasion, you can see we've had the resistance here, which is fine. This is minor. We might actually even come and touch this here on a daily. I'm not quite sure how long we got. Let's have a look. I mean, look, on the 4 hourlies, they're doing quite good. That means that within the next 6 hours, we could possibly even actually come and touch this, which should be okay. I wouldn't really bother too much about it. On the daily, we've still got approximately 10 hours and 43 minutes left to confirm this, but this is going to be the point of breakout. We need to break above this one yellow line, which is the 30,327. Once we break this, then we should be fine, right? And then go into these zones. So we've got a few areas that we need to break above to be 100% bullish. You know, so let's see what happens with all of this. I'm not really going to talk too much about this. This should be okay. So far, so good, but use this as an indicator. Use it as a side indicator. So you've got Bitcoin doing its thing, Bitcoin pumping, right? You know, pump, happy days, right? So you can see Bitcoin was here. This is the neckline I was targeting, and we broke above this yesterday. Happy days. You know, this is where we found support again. Happy days. Everything is good. Also, I want to show you one other thing, guys. This is insane, right? So I don't know if you know of a pattern called a broadening wedge. This is a broadening wedge. Look at this. This is a broadening wedge, and a broadening wedge. There's actually it's a bearish indicator, right? It's definitely a bearish indicator, right? Where basically it starts off kind of narrow and then it starts to widen out. So you can see it's widening out here. This actually is a bearish indicator. However, it's how can I say this? It's one that tells you that the market is indecisive. It's the only one that tells you the market is not decided. This is kind of a good news, right? In a bad news. So you can see this is bearish, right? And also this is bearish because of this, right? So remember, we talked about it the other day when we looked at the channels and we said, look, we've got this parallel channel forming here, and a parallel channel is always going to be basically ending up being kind of bearish, right? Sorry, my bad. So this particular channel here, so if you look carefully, this was a channel we were forming, also a wedge as well, and they're usually bearish, right? So all these ascending wedges are usually bearish. You know, when we had a descending wedge here, for example, this was bullish, right? So this was a descending wedge, right? Fantastic, and it was very, very bullish, as you can see, right? They usually break out to the upside, but when it comes to the ascending ones, unfortunately, they are not. So look here carefully. Right, so we just put this. I'm just doing it fast, guys. I'm not trying to be perfect here, but look, this is a descending wedge breakout, ascending wedge breakdown. Okay, so we do know that there's going to be a breakdown, and also we've got a broadening wedge where it widens itself out. This one's also indicating that it's going to be bearish, right? So everything pretty much is showing those kind of things, but we'll come back to this chart in a second. So yeah, I mean, just keep an eye on Ethereum. If Ethereum doesn't do the breakout, we've got a problem, regardless how high BTC goes. Today, BTC could go easily to 50K, 60K, doesn't matter, right? 50K would be the target, obviously, right? You know, but for us, it absolutely doesn't matter how high BTC goes if Ethereum is not indicating that it also wants to move, because they are kind of correlated together one way or another, especially when you want to see the market movement, the momentum, right? That's what you want to see. You see Bitcoin moving 4%, Ethereum just kind of just hovering there, struggling, and it hasn't even reached its 24-hour, you know what I mean? So when you look at this, it gives you an idea, okay, what's really happening. When you see this one, almost $100 billion enter and market cap pumping, but this one, only about $30 billion. This tells you that market's going a little bit slower than this one is. This one's creating all the hype. And my assumption right now is a lot of these shitcoins that we have, right? You know, probably scam coins or whatever. I think they're just converting into BTC. So on chain, we're getting a lot of action on chain, which is actually triggering the market to basically pump. And of course, the BTC is definitely coming in. So even though BTC is leaving exchanges, there is some on-chain triggers if you're going to start dumping all your shitcoins and get your Bitcoin, because that's what most people would do. You want to be on the highest performer, right? You know, so the one that's going to be pumping, that's where everyone's going to come in. I myself, I've talked about it, I think 2-3 videos ago, where I'm actually starting to get out of as many altcoins as I can. right? And I'm using Bitcoin as my indicator, right? So I've talked about this here as well. So this is a projection chart. So I'm going to call this the projection chart, where we've projected what Bitcoin could possibly do in the future, or even now, or whenever. This is a projection chart, right? So we project stuff here, and we've talked about how we need to go above this one red box here, right? So this level here, right? And ultimately, hopefully, go and touch this level 1618. But we are getting rejected just below this. We are getting rejected, and we're very close, by the way. We are absolutely very close to actually go above this. If we did confirm and close above this, and we had a candle, so for example, this candle go here, confirm, and the next candle confirm here as support, my god, this is going to be insane. And I think this, so I'll show you the pattern. Let me get it on a daily for you, 1 second. I want to show you this because you're going to love what this is. So the question whether I'm going to start a trade or not, right, all depends on this one candle, all right, and this one pattern. So for example, what I'm expecting is if this candle can come up, right, doesn't matter how high it goes, come down again, confirm, then come back up again above where, however, so it could be here, wherever it went. The only time my trade will open is when we come back to this line. So I don't care how high it goes or how, you know, where it closes, as long as it's above this red box, as long as it comes back to this red box or close to this red box, which is fine, then it does another U-turn. So similar like this, when it came here, it confirmed this and it does a U-turn. When it does a U-turn, my trade will be around these levels. So this is not the price, specific price. I'm going to wait for the candle to actually confirm to me. But as I said, I'm going to do it on the confirmation candle, the breakout confirmation candle. So not this one, the next candle that confirms that we are going to go above this. That's the one I'm going to open my trade on. But other than that, right now I'm standing on the sidelines. I will not trade this. This is dangerous for two reasons. As I said, like one is obviously the weekly. So let me clear all of this. We've got the weekly situation, and I've talked about this particular area here. This is the Hull moving average, and if you look carefully, you can see, I'll make it as large as possible for you. We're quite some way away, right? And also this line is constantly moving. So since yesterday, this line has been moving up. We need to go above this line and confirm. So the idea is we need to get a candle above this line, right, somewhere up here, confirm over this line, and then move forward, right? That's the idea here. So I'm looking at this. Also, I was looking at a few other bits and bobs. I was looking at like if we had a situation, what's the worst case scenario? So currently the worst case scenario we've got is around this $37,000 level. If we re-enter this $37,000 level on the worst case scenario, if we do get a lovely little dump, right? So what I'm looking at is this area here. So from where we are right now, if we do get a dump, right, and the dump is too big, then unfortunately we can enter this area. As long as the dump is around the 10-15%, we should be fine. So what I'm looking at is 10-15% would be around here, right? Average, this is about 11%, and I think this is 15. Yeah, so about 10%, 10 to 15%, that's what I'm expecting anyway, 10 to 15%. This is more like a 20%. I wouldn't say 20, I would say about 10%. So if we can get a 10% dump, it should be fine, right? Anything with, like, you know, in between this, like this is 12%, we should be fine. But if we do enter this 36,000, unfortunately, guys, we've got to be waiting for a very long time on the worst case scenario this is, right? So we're looking at the Gaussian channel, and that's telling us basically if we enter this Gaussian channel again, we're going to get sucked in, okay? And we don't want to get sucked in. So let's see how this one works out for us. Also, the other one I was looking at was I activated the Fibs here to see where we are right now. And the Fibs here is showing me something very, very good. So you see there's bullish and bearish, and this is why we're undecided, right? So all of this, like one is showing bullish, one is showing bearish. I mean, for example, if you look at the volume here, for you know, just for volume is showing us that we are bearish. Right, this is indicating that this is a bearish divergence. The volume is dropping off. That means we are expecting a dump, right? Also, we can see a massive resistance here that we need to break above and confirm. So all of this is kind of bearish, right? Whereas we saw the ascending wedge and all of that, they're all showing us bearish. But at the same time, when we look at other indicators, for example, when we're looking at the Gaussian channel, it's showing us we're very bullish. We're in the bullish zone. This red zone is a bullish zone. We can expect to go to the top before we get rejected. So this is showing us a bullish sign that we might actually have enough momentum to go all the way to $59,000 and then basically come down. That's awesome, right? That's awesome. That's what this is indicating to us, that we've re-entered this red zone. And whenever we re-enter this red zone, we usually go to the top. and we kind of look at how many times we bounce on the top before we finally get rejection. So we have to obviously use other indicators to confirm this as well, right? So the Fibs here, and this is the one I showed everybody some time ago actually, and I actually I did mention to people, I said, look, and we were looking at it daily as well, guys, and I'll show you what I said. I said, look, when we go into these zones, we're going to come down, and we'll probably go down all the way down here, it doesn't matter. When we re-enter this zone, right, when we re-enter, so when we're going down from this kind of an aqua zone, so I had a different color at that time, but I just decided to do it a different color today. And I said, look, when we go down into these zones, right, when we go down into these zones and we re-enter this area and re-enter this green zone, sell your house. I remember I said that there was no financial, I said you sell your house. So some of the guys who actually did pick up some around this particular area, right, they so some guys picked it up here, they didn't care, they were dollar cost averaging. Most of us picked up around the 30k. Coincidentally, it was the blue line. We were literally at the bottom of this channel, and the others picked it up around here, and they went kind of heavy. So far I've done some maths the other day, and I said, look, let me have a look and see how much they've actually made. So we can see so far they're all 20% up, 27% up. So it's not been bad, that's been pretty good, you know, 20% up. Whereas in people who understood that when we had the 30k buy and we talked about it, just looking at the top of the channel, let's look at the top of the channel, everyone's up 61%. Happy days, right? So everything's been playing pretty well. Just right now, I'm just warning everybody because of what I'm seeing in the charts, right? Because obviously when you look at these weekly, right, we're in this very lovely zone, definitely bullish long term. Short term, we have to get a dump. We have to expect a dump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Expect a dump. Also, let me just quickly refresh the chat, guys, because I think my chat is bugged out. I don't know why the chat sometimes doesn't show up. So I'm not quite sure if anybody's actually even here. I haven't seen a single chat, I'll be honest with you, because I can't see anything. Here you go. Look, I can see someone now. Hey, bro, what's happening? No worries, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. Watch it later. Doesn't matter. The idea is of these live streams is so I can get the content out to you without waiting for YouTube to take 8 hours to publish a video. There's a short that actually was launched yesterday, and it took 12 hours to upload. Bloody 20 seconds. 20 seconds took 12 hours to upload. I mean, can you imagine how pathetic that is? Right, so this is why now some of the shorts I've actually got them lined up. So I recorded about 7 or 8 shorts. So the next few shorts you're going to see, I recorded them in a single day. I uploaded them in the same day. Some of them took close to 8-9 hours to upload, right? You know, pretty much upload. So then what I did was I scheduled them, so they're going to come out. There are some questions, community questions and friend questions and this and that, so I'm kind of answering those questions on those shorts, so make sure to watch them. And apologies for the game one, by the way. That's a game I play with a bunch of my mates, and I just had to make a video because we won the championship. Come on, you win a cross server championship, like, you know, you're the best. You know what I mean? You got to show it off and make a video about it. So that's what I did on that one. But anyway, guys, so this is what we've got, right? This is what we've got. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let's see what happens. You know, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about, but as I said, look, this is the area. We need to get above this red zone. This red zone is going to be the key for us. Once we get above this red zone, and then we're going to be super solid. So while we're on this chart, what I want to do is change a few things. Number one, we don't really need this for now, so I'll just change this. We also do not really need this for now, so I'll change this as well. And we also do not really, well, we can keep it, but I will take this off just for now. So I'm doing it on the video, and I'll also take this, yeah, I'll take this line as well, right? For now, I'll take all of this off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a fib to see, okay, in the short term, how high can we really go? So if we just use this data point here and say, okay, let's have a look at the short term rather than looking at a long term, like in the next few days, what's the best possibility we can actually pump to? It's showing 52. And that's quite funny because I'll show you this chart. Look at the top here. The Fibonacci 1-2 was the 52 as well. So this is pretty awesome. I mean, obviously long term, we can see that long term, definitely we're expecting to go to that $58,800. Short term, we're going to be, you know, stepping up like this. It's absolutely fine. I'm quite good with this. You know, I would definitely step up like this. I don't need this anymore, so I'll get rid of this as well. So some of these changes I'm making, I'll make sure I'll save them. Actually, let me save this one, because we need to save these layouts, and I'll need to save this layout as well, so that way they stay as they are, because you know I don't save them all the time. Also, one other thing I wanted to do while I'm here as well, remember we did this one line here. We can now actually adjust this line and put it here, because this is now our trend line, and we can also change this. So this has now become a lovely little trend line for us as well. So we do have one wick touching here, which we can use, technically not yet, but we can definitely use this, and we can say a rough guide. This is what it's showing us. This is a pattern we want to see. Also, this pattern I drew the other day, which is fantastic. It's been holding support around here. Brilliant. We can use this, and we're going to keep this as it is and see where it goes from there. So far, everything looking good. As I said, I will not open a trade until I see a confirmation above the box. Especially the box I'm looking for is this red box here. This is the one that's the important one. So what I want to see is I want to see something break out on a daily, confirm, and then on the way back up again, as long as it starts to move up above where it broke out, that's when I'm going to open the trade. And the trade's going to be a very short one, I'll be honest with you. So the trade I'm going to be doing is going to be from this area, so from above this red box up to around here maximum. So around here, this 58,000, this is when I'm going to consider, probably I'm going to observe. Obviously, either I close the trade and then sit back because I know there might be a rejection, or I continue, one or the other. It doesn't matter how low my liquidation is, it doesn't make a difference, but that's what I'm going to be doing, because I don't want to risk anything right now, because what I can see is my better trade, the best trade I'm going to have is probably when we go back to the 64, right? If I go back to the 64 and the market is still moving up and everything is indicating the market wants to go up, also including the, where is it? I think I'll put it here. Yes, here, right? So if I put it here, so if the log charts and everything, right? So what we're looking at, let me get rid of all of this, right? If we go back to the 64, which is around here, 64, 65K, which is around here, and everything is indicating that we are going to go to that yellow line, I'm better off doing a lovely little trade here and play the momentum and the bullishness around here while the market tops out. You know, here I'm my trades, I'm doing, you know, maximum 4x, 5x leverage. I'm not actually even doing too much. I don't really want too much money here. I'm not gambling it, too risky, right? Because look, we're still below this median line. We still got this massive resistance here. We still got this massive resistance around this $59,000 level that we have to get above. Right, once we do, then obviously we're off to the races, and that's when I want to be doing a 10x leverage or maybe even a 20x leverage and shoot all the way up there. I want to make my maximum gain while the market's more positive. Right now, anything below this level, it doesn't mean we're positive. This is still the higher high and a higher low. We have to still beat these two higher high and higher low. You see what I mean? But when you look at a longer term, this two candles here, this green and this red, are the two very significant candles we need to break if we want to see a six figure. So all the moon boys out there that want to talk about how we're going to go to six figures and seven figures and eight figures, it's fine. Dreaming is not, there's no harm dreaming. But the point is these are two specific candles that we need to break above. Whatever happens, we need to smash these two before we can start dreaming about six figures. Right? Because we could easily get rejected around this level here. We could easily get rejected just here and then enter a bear market. So for me, the biggest trade I will probably do is around here. But obviously, I said the other day as well, what I'm doing is, you see this Hull moving average, as soon as we confirm above this, I'm going to be buying as much as I can, probably going into a few trades as well. But I have to be more careful right now, looking at all the information and looking at how indecisive it is. Because you see, it's okay to trade up or down, provided we know what we're doing. But right now, when everything is indicating we are indecisive, I have to be very cautious. Very, very, very cautious. So, yeah, I hope this kind of helps you guys. Also, coming into, oh yeah, I was going to show you one other thing, guys. I almost forgot. Let's switch off the drawings. I want to show you this. This is awesome, right? So Ethereum also has a log graph. Ethereum, I mean, somebody's decided to make one, which is fantastic. It's a bit sluggish, but we do have one, which is quite cool. And we can see that the recent pump we had was the 4,400 whatever level we had. and then currently we're here, and we're coming towards that level. But so far we've been above this median line, which is actually quite awesome to see. Number one. Number two, you know, the top, remember we spoke about the other day, someone was saying, oh, Ethereum's going to 9k, Ethereum's going to 10k, Ethereum's going to 20k, and we had the Fibonacci's out, and the Fibonacci was showing a 7k. Well, here this is also showing a currently showing a 7,500, right? 7,500 as the top. So if we take this again, and I'll show you what I mean, right? So you just take a fib level and just put one here, right? If we just do that, I'll show you. Look, we're seeing, get it here. What we're seeing is this 7,000 level here. So the fibs were actually still telling us 7,000 compared to where we are right now. And the logarithmic chart is also showing the same thing. And it's actually the top of the fib line anyway, so it doesn't matter, but slightly more. So far, everything seems okay, right? We've got a log chart for the Ethereum. We've got a log chart for the Bitcoin. When you add all of these together, we end up having enough data, and those two can become our indicators. We can use Ethereum and Bitcoin. We can use the sentiment, momentum, you know, the volume of those two specific coins to actually say where we're going. We don't even need to go and observe the, you know, extra indicators or anything. Of course, we can use some of this to actually see what we're doing on the day, on the hour, or something like this. But ultimately, these two have now become our biggest indicators to tell us what direction the market wants to go. You know, as long as we see a good direction in these, we're good. If these two start pumping and hitting those numbers that we want, we're good. So far, everything looks positive. I mean, yesterday, I remember I said something about Mustafa. He said, are we going to go to 48? And I said, highly less like, you know, not likely. But do you know what? We did it. I was wrong. I'm happy to put my hands up. But yeah, I mean, today we gotta basically go here, guys. We've got to go here. Even this is indicating 52. My God. So everything's saying basically that what do you call this? The area we need to go above is the 52. Sorry, this one here. Interesting. Everything's saying 52. So this Fibonacci line, this 1618 that we've got on the shorter time, everything is indicating this 52. So they're saying that high we can go to 52, which is awesome, right? Also, while I'm here, let's just double check one more thing. So we'll just check it here. Let's just check one more thing here. We've done how high. Let's have a look at how low. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use this. We're just going to use this data again. The reason I'm using this data is because of this area, guys. It's a very strong support and resistance zone. So let's just use this data and see how low we can possibly dump if we did dump. 41k. But we do, you know, we might find some support around here. As long as we can hold support here, we should be, actually, this is funny, check this out, right? So if we hold support at the $46,000 level, we're actually super solid. Then we can continue the market upwards. If we, however, come down here, then it's a week's worth of bearishness. Simple as that, right? Week, probably even more, right? So this 1618. If we go to 41, then that's bad. That's more than 10%. You see what I mean? That's more than 10%. Let's have a look. That's 15%. Oh my God, 16%. So that will give us the 16%. If we did this, that will give us the 16% that we're expecting, the 41k. However, if we did the, so for example, if we did from here to here, that gives us a 6%, which is actually a lot more better, much more solid. So within the range, I would say within the range. So I know you know what the worst case scenario would be when this particular dump comes. Just be prepared for it. But on the upside, you can see that we are going to struggle on the 50k. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just want to get this through your head because it's coming, and don't say I didn't warn you. And the other thing is, guys, I see a lot of the guys, they don't really watch the video. They just come shortcut to me and message me and this and that. You know what? I'm going to stop answering messages on WhatsApp if you haven't watched the video already. Because the thing is, I hate repeating myself, guys. Honestly, if I'm doing it on a video and I've put the energy in, I expect some appreciation, right? Where you've actually watched, and this is for the guys on WhatsApp, right? Watch the video, then you'll see your answers are already there. You know, I shouldn't be answering here and then answering back there again. What's the point then? You asked me a question and I said I'll put on a video, and if you didn't watch the video and you expect me to answer it back there, it's not right, is it? So those of you guys who are new here, my name is Sham and I'm a no BS guy. I'll tell you this, right? So I make videos right to the point, give you facts, nothing more. I'm not here to hype anything. I don't give a damn where the market goes. Market could go to 1 million tomorrow. I'm not going to start hyping it. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not here to, diss anything. So if there's a bad coin, shit coin, or whatever, you mention a coin, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'll give you my opinion on it. Right? Whether I will do it, I would invest in it or not is a different story. I will definitely express my opinion, right? But other than that, coin's a coin. I don't really care. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, I mean, if you're new to the channel, guys, smash that like button, hit the share, press the bell button all, and support the channel, right? Because we're gonna, this is the kind of stuff you're gonna see, hardcore real stuff. And also what I'm planning to do, guys, I know there are a couple of members that I have, a few members, new members, and I really appreciate those. Big thank you to those guys. I'm trying to open up a automated Discord group. So I'm just trying to figure that out, how it's done, so I can actually set things up like, members section and non-members section, and be awesome, right? So I'm still working on that. It's just that with real life and real work and everything, I've been really, really busy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get that Discord sorted. And once I have that Discord sorted, I'm going to invite everybody. Obviously, members will get a little bit more privilege and a little bit more stuff there. Anybody who's not a member, they won't. But, this is just where you're going to get no BS TA, or kind of my opinion mostly. But I'm going to be as honest as possible. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, what actions I'm taking. Like today, for example, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be trading. I don't care if it breaks out, I'm not trading. I'm going to be waiting. Reason being is because, as I said, like we've got this, broadening wedge here, right? So we've got this broadening wedge here, which is very bad, right? It's a bullish sign. We'll also remember we're still inside a actual wedge, right? So we're still inside an actual wedge, which is this. I can actually even show it like this. Give me a second. Let me find that tool. Yeah, here you go. Look, I can show it like this. I'll just show you like this. Look at this. We're inside this channel, right? Which means we're going to come down. We're going to come down. So I hope you like everything, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one very soon. Other than that, everything's looking quite good. Market is looking very positive. Just be careful. That's all I'm going to say, because we are expecting something. And use Ethereum. My God, trust me, use Ethereum, because Ethereum is becoming a really, really great indicator right now to tell us what the market wants to do. Not the pumps, not the manipulation or anything. Ethereum is giving us facts, right? So on BTC, we don't know if it's a pump or anything, because remember, the volume doesn't make any sense, right? But here, when you got Ethereum, it's showing us Ethereum hasn't pumped. So when we know more Ethereum is leaving than Bitcoin, then why isn't Ethereum pumping? Well, that's giving you a better idea. Basically, there's some manipulation going on, and you got to be very, very careful, So yeah, if Ethereum pumps, BTC pumps. Very simple. That means we can acknowledge that BTC pump was a genuine pump. It's not a manipulation. It's not a fake out. It's not a bull trap. So I think I covered everything. Is there any other coins we want to talk about? Anything, guys? If you have any questions, fire away. If you don't, then I'm going to shoot. Let me check what's going on with this chat, because again, the chat is like, it's like just frozen. So I'm going to have a look if there's any questions or anything. If you don't have any questions, then guys, I'm going to call this a day, and we're going to move on. And I'm going to come back. Where is it? Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. So there's no comments anyway. That's fine. Absolutely super good. So yeah, just observe the market, guys. Let's see what happens tonight, 1 a.m. UK time. When the market resets, that's going to be the level we need to watch out for. Yesterday, I did expect that the market was going to dump on the candle, and we did see that. That's fine. But I want to see what happens when we close the week. Right, I want to see what happens when we close this week, because this week it would be really, really awesome to see where we close this, right? So yeah, this week I want to see where we close this week. I mean, obviously we're going to close positive, which is absolutely fine, but I want to see where the next week opens. So I want to see where the Monday candle opens. Is it going to be a positive or a negative? So far, I mean, looking at the wicks, right? Remember the wicks say story. It's all bullish. Everything's been bullish, right? Bullish, 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 except the volume. That volume. I'm telling you, that volume is freaky. I'm not happy with this volume. This volume is freaking me. This is the type of volume we want to see. We want to move up. We don't want to move down. right? So other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. I'll see you on another one. If you want to see a lot more crazy stuff, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell button, hit all the notification, and hit all. You're going to get these. And I do daily live streams. I also do loads of random shorts as well. So make sure to hit the like button on all of them. Comment below, by the way, if you have any coins you want me to talk about, anything like this, right? Whether you're feeling positive or negative, whether you agree with me or not, comment below, let me know, and I'll get back to them. I do read every single comment, by the way. I literally read every single comment. If it's a scam, I don't reply to them, but if it's genuine, I respond back to them. I'll give them a heart if I have to. I don't care if it's a positive or a negative. Everyone's open to their own opinion, right? So that's what it is. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, mi amigos.